Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Coach Matteo D'Agostini. I am a life and relationship coach, and today what I want to discuss with you guys in this video's topic is 4 things to not do after a breakup and 4 things to do after a breakup has happened. Now, this can be for whether you guys are married or whether you guys were in a long-term relationship, short-term relationship, whatever the case may be. This works for any type of relationship that you're in. So let's dive into it. So the first tip that I'm going to give you on not to do after a breakup is basically to get into a new relationship, more specifically what's called a rebound relationship. Now, why is that? Well, basically the reason why you should not do that is because whatever issues and whatever toxic, bad behaviors, bad habits that you've had from the previous relationship, you're just going to bring it into this new relationship without, working on yourself, without even realizing the mistakes that you have made, without, really diving into whatever unhealed wounds and unhealed traumas that you have within yourself that you're just bringing into the next person. And basically, whatever problems that you've had in the previous relationship, you're just going to project it onto this new person, and they're basically going to be paying the price for the pain that you had gone through in that relationship, which is not fair, really, for both you and this other person. The second tip that I want to give you on what not to do after a breakup is to not isolate yourself from help. Now, by no means you should ever isolate yourself from your family, from your friends, the people that genuinely love you and care about you, that want to help you out in any single way possible. And a lot of people tend to want to just not get out of the house, or they just want to stay in bed, or they just want to stay wherever they're currently at, and they don't feel like going out. They don't feel like seeing their friends or seeing their family members. They just don't feel like they want to socialize with them because of what they're going through. But that tends to hurt you more than it is going to help you, because you're going to be stuck in the space that you're in, on this pain, this resentment, the sadness, and everything that has happened during the breakup of the relationship. You're not trying to get the help that you need to help you get past this pain, get past this sadness, get past that resentment that you're feeling within after the breakup. And it's best to look out for those people that love you and that care about you, because they can help you out in many different ways that you'll find surprising, that you'll end up feeling a lot better after a certain amount of time. Now, the third tip. Now, this one I'm going to give 2 different scenarios. This one is don't stay in contact with your ex. Now, staying in contact with your ex, that is never a good idea. The only time that I see people would want to stay in contact with their ex is because they have kids together and they need to co-parent and whatnot. When it comes down to that, that would be the only exception. But when it comes down to co-parenting, the best way to handle that is to use something called a gray rock method. Now, what is gray rock method? Well, gray rock method is basically dry, bland, boring text. Basically, unless it has to do with the kids, then should leave it like that. But sometimes they'll probably be like, "Oh, how's your day going?" Or so how's everything been for you and whatnot. If they start to ask questions like that, the best way to handle it is to give 1 or 2 words text message, and that is it. So let's say they ask, "How's your day going?" Just respond, "Good." And that's it. No more, no less. You don't need to give them a story. You don't need to give them any explanation. You don't need to give them anything. They're not a part of your life anymore. They wanted to break up with you. You have to abide by that decision, and you just have to leave it at that. You don't have to give them the satisfaction of explaining them anything else. Now, another scenario that I see people why they stay in contact with their ex is because they broke up amicably, which means that you guys agreed to break up. You guys broke up on good terms. You're not having any bad blood between them and stuff, which I can kind of understand why people would do that. But at the same time, the thing is that you're also trying to heal from the breakup, and staying in contact with your ex, even if you broke up amicably, is gonna actually prolong the healing process. So the best way to handle that is to just take the time away from your ex, go no contact, and just, keep going with your healing process as you go along. Now, the fourth tip to not do after a breakup, I've seen this happen quite a bit actually, which is to attempt to commit suicide. Now, guys, suicide is never the answer. It is never the answer. You have your whole life ahead of you. You have people that love you and that care about you and that rely on you. If you have kids there that they love you and that they need their parent and whatnot. You guys should never try to consider to commit suicide. I mean, there's people out there that I know that the pain is so real, it's so unbearable, and it just gets to the point where they just want it to stop and they just want to end it all. But the thing is that you can't let that get to you. You have to keep going. You gotta show resilience. You gotta show discipline. You gotta show that you're strong. You can't just let the pain get the best of you. You can't let this be the end all and be all for yourself. Now, we get into the 4 things that you should do after a breakup. Now, the first tip on what to do after a breakup is to mourn the relationship. Take the time to feel the feelings that you're feeling of the relationship. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to be mad, be mad. If you need to just let your emotions out, let your emotions out. And if you need like a family member or a friend for them to listen to you vent, for you to, let out your emotions, do so. Call on them, text them, whatever it is, and let them know how you're feeling, and let them know that, I need to get something off my chest and you're the only person that I can think of to do this. And then just let your emotions out to them. And this can go from months and months. It depends on the person, and it depends on how the relationship ended as well. Whether it be through a discard, whether it be through because they cheated, whether it be because you guys broke up amicably, whether it be because you guys broke up due to one reason or another. Whatever the case may be, take the time to mourn the relationship. Now, after when you're done mourning the relationship, the second thing that you should do, the second tip I should say, is to evaluate on the relationship. Try to evaluate on the relationship on what went wrong in the relationship. What are some of the red flags that you missed in the relationship? Where did you go wrong? What could you have done better? And when you start, evaluating yourself on the relationship and evaluating the relationship in general, you can pinpoint some of the mistakes that you might have made along the way, and you can pretty much also identify maybe some of the red flags that you have seen that now you're gonna pretty much realize, like, okay, now I know what's a red flag for me from this person in the relationship, so now I'll learn from that to look for these red flags for the next person that I'm going to be romantically involved with, or the next person I'm going to be in a relationship with. And you can also self-reflect on yourself in the relationship to say, oh, this was a bad habit that I had, or this was a bad behavior that I had. This was a situation that I didn't handle at all well. So I'm going to learn from that, and I'm going to work on myself so that by the next time I have another partner or like a new relationship, then I'll know how to handle the situation if it ever comes up accordingly. Now, the next thing that you should do is to heal from the relationship. This can take a lot of time. Take as much time as you need to heal from the relationship. Go out with friends, do some activities, go to the gym, pick up on a new hobby, spend time with family, socialize, make new friends, go on a trip, go to the movies. Stay away from romantic movies, by the way. Don't ever go see romantic movies. Just stick strictly to comedy, action, or whatever other movies, but no romance movies, because that's not going to help with the healing process. But aside from that, yeah, do anything that you want. Go to an amusement park with your friends. Go maybe even go on roller coasters. Go to a museum. Do whatever it is that you want to do with your friends and family members, so that you can take the time that you need to heal from the relationship, so that you can go and have fun, live your life, do whatever it is you need to do. Hell, even going back to school, go back to your studies, maybe get a new degree for a new career path, whatever the case may be. Do something with yourself to take the time to heal from the relationship, so that way you can work on yourself and become the better version of yourself in doing so that you can attract the right person to you. Now, the last tip that I got to give to you to end this all off, which is the last and fourth and final tip, actually, on what to do after the breakup, is learn to love again. More specifically, learn to love yourself again. Now, when you take the time to heal from the relationship, and you take the time to reflect on yourself, to work on yourself, all of this is going to be a culmination for you to learn to love again and learn to love yourself again. Guys, if you loved and you lost in the relationship, I bring you good news. You're going to learn to love again, and you're going to win. And you're going to win big time. I'm telling you this, guys, right now. There have been many cases where people have broken out of toxic relationships, or they've broken out of a relationship, and then once they learn to love again, once they get to the point where they learn to love themselves again, they start attracting that right person to them, and then they start winning. And that's the beauty of learning to heal yourself, learning to love again, and self-reflecting, self-evaluating, all of those things that you need to do to create a healthy relationship dynamic within yourself and within your inner circle, so that way you can attract that person to you, and that right person will come to you eventually down the line. So with that being said, I hope you guys found this video helpful. I've been coaching clients recently about the certain breakup situations and whatnot, and one of my recent coaching sessions inspired me to make this video. So just wanted to say thank you, and if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and with that being said, I want you all to stay kind to one another and stay blessed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.